Hello everybody, welcome back. It's me, your old pal Orpheus, with another edition of Orpheus Plays. And yes, we're playing Blade and Sorcery again today, the best game in the world where you get to wreck faces, and you don't have to pay any weird insurance costs or settlements afterwards. Oh no, not a civil case from NPC versus Orpheus. Anyway, I hope you're doing well wherever you are today. Whether it's day or night, or you discover that you just won 2 tickets to the moon on the new Artemis shuttle or capsule, and you find out that all you're going to do is just fly around it and come back home. I don't know about that. If you saw that in the news, that makes me sad. We're not going back to the moon just yet, but we'll get there. Anyway, I wanted to talk today about a quirk with my autism. And yeah, I've got traumatic brain injury. I was in at least two severe head trauma cases, 2 accidents that both had a little bit of impact on the way that I live my life. I'm also autistic. I have what's called schizoaffective disorder, which is a combination between bipolar disorder and schizophrenia. I hear music 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It's a condition that I deal with. It came about from the first head trauma that I got. Ever since then, when I was 8 years old, I've heard music all the time. And yeah, there's always a song going through my head unless I have one actively playing at the time that I'm trying to distract myself. So it becomes interesting. We'll go into one of the quirks here that comes along with that autism, and I'll get into that in just a couple of minutes. First of all, we are here in survival mode here on Blade and Sorcery in the arena, where we are here to fight for the pleasure of a crowd that decided not to show up today. But the idea of this one is 3 pedestals will come out. There will be a selection of weapons and other items that will come out on those, and I'll choose one and just destroy everything that comes through like I'm a big buff monkey Arnold. Why did I say monkey Arnold? I guess I'll be flailing around doing kind of stuff as well. Why not? Drunken monkey. Anyway, let's kick things off. We're going to go for the axe here. This is a nice weapon, but I don't care about that because I'm getting rid of it. I don't want that. Instead, we're going to pull out this bad boy. This is the Ultimate Fantasy Weapon Pack, and this is the Holy Executioner's Sword. I don't know. This feels like way too much out of anime, but let's get something going here. Our first traditional slow motion kill of the day. This guy is terrified. Why is this sword bigger than my whole family? Oh jeez, you have been disarmed and decapitated. Can I chop that off a little bit? Oh, I see the meat letting go. Delicious. Let's get someone else here. Stab! Oh, no, does this... There we go, a little head chopper action. So that's pretty sweet. Alright, another good day for murder while we talk about silly stuff. Here's my vampiric rapier. I always love using these because you can do a nice riposte and thrust and patty! Woo. But, okay. So to talk about what I want to talk about today, I have to establish a premise. Music to me, as you might imagine, is pretty important. It is a big part of my life, a big part of my existence, and it's something that... Okay. It's something that it's a large part of who I am and how I exist. It causes physical reactions in me a lot more than it might give you. You know when you hear a piece of music that's like something that you're really into and you get those little tingles and goosebumps and stuff? Okay, well that happens for just about any piece of music that I hear at a certain point. Like, okay, good example. When you hear the drop happen on a dubstep song or something, right? Ooh. Drama queen of the day. Ding, 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 ding. Person that refused to get off screen. Take that. Oh. But, like, you know how you get those tingles when the drop hits on a dubstep song or something like that, or EDM? All of a sudden it's... Boom. Right? That thing goes on. You get that little, like, right? That little adrenaline rush that goes on. For me, that kind of happens for almost every song that I hear at some point. Right? There's a part of the song that my brain identifies as like, yeah. And what happens is, like, if I listen to a song in my car or something, I'll try it. Sorry, I have allergies today, so you might hear me sniff a few times here and there. Ooh, just swiped it off and splattered it. Let me get that pink mist. Oh, it's like magic, man. So I will play chunks of songs over and over again. Like the same 20, 30 seconds of a song. I'll keep playing it over and over again. I'll back it up and hear that chunk again that made me go, rah, right? Okay. So I've always been someone who has gotten big systems in my car. Not lately. It's been about 12, 15 years since I've had like a system in my car, as you would call it. Like, you know, a nice radio and speakers and a subwoofer and all that stuff, right? The last time I had one of those, I went and spent like, what did I spend? It was like $3,000. I don't even know why. I had $3,000 to spend on a friggin' stereo system. But I went into a place and I had them install this thing, and I was rolling around town with, it had to be almost like 1,000 watts or whatever I had. It was ridiculous. I could shake windows. I had to redo some of the insulation in my trunk because it was it sounded like, you know, a bunch of cans rattling around in the back there for just about a week or so. It was the most amazing setup that I'd ever had, and this was before all the putting screens and everything in your car. You could put a screen in your car, but it cost you a lot of money back then. More than what I was spending already. And so, I had this thing, and I would rock out to, like, stuff that would just curl your friggin' hair, like, you know, Mozart. Or Beethoven or something like that. And I used to love that. What is this? Okay, we'll go back to this. What's this? Oh, yeah, this is my vampiric bite. This is apparently another weapon in the Ultimate Fantasy Pack. Ah, you missed. My turn. Ooh, okay. My turn. Oh, beautiful. Did that not kill you? Seriously? That did? But I would roll around playing, like, classical music, like, really loud. And Amadeus, you know, Mozart is absolutely incredible when you get the organ music going and the different sonatas and everything, just incredible stuff. And I would roll around town just jamming this stuff out. Now, don't get me wrong, occasionally, about 60% of the time, I rock out to some hard stuff. And not like, you know, death metal or anything. That's enough of that. What do I have here? Ooh, Dwarven Knuckle Dusters. How you like this? Oh, yeah. Yeah, take that. Here, some for you. Oh, yeah. A little jumping strike. Oh, boy. Yeah. Oh, okay. If that wasn't so dark, that would probably be a thumbnail. But, so, what am I getting at here? Okay, so, even these days, I do this. And it was something that was especially more annoying back then because I had that huge system with, like, that was so loud. So, if I'm listening to a song that is a little different, like it's a little weird or it doesn't kind of match who I... Look, if you look at me and then, like, you see that I'm listening to K-pop, okay? Like to Hyuna or PSY or something, if you were to look at me and you know, hear that music going along with it, you'd be like, why is this guy listening to J-pop or K-pop or something like that, right? So, when I come up to a light in a car, and there's like cars that's going to be next to me, I will, more often than not, I will select some sort of song or part of a song that I think will sound badass or sound cool when I'm next to someone at a light, right? Okay, so this may be something that other people do. It's not like I've ever discussed this with anybody, right? So I don't know if this is something that other people do. But, like, do you get to a light and you're like, well, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't be listening to Hall & Oates when I pull up next to a car full of people or something, right? Or you're listening to Air Supply, if you need me now. Right? You don't want to be, I don't know, pulling up next to a car with that going on. And especially bad if you or they have the window open, right? It's a nice day or something. So instead, I'll, I don't know, pull out something by Lil Jon or something like that and just get going with the bumping the funk next to somebody. I don't know why either. It has to do with my autism. I'm pretty sure of that because I do it for the... Why do I do it? It's like I do it for the idea of... It's almost like OCD, right? It's almost like I have this compulsion to do it. And I don't know why. These things are not quite as satisfying as I would have hoped. Let's go back to the Holy Executioner's Sword. Oh, Jesus. Oh, God, this thing's 40 pounds. It's not very reliable. Oh, maybe it is, though. Can use it as a shield if nothing else. But so I absolutely have to most of the time, and this happens a lot in my city here. we often have like convertible weather, and there are a lot of convertibles and cars like that. I've mentioned before. This is a place where we have those. A lot of what I call grandpa go-karts. They're the Razor 4x4 off-roading things, but like they have them on the road. So like there's a lot of people that could be subjected, I guess that's the only way I can put it, that would be subjected to or tortured by this idea. And so as I'm talking about it, I'm like, why am I don't even understand why. Anyway, so ooh, now I can sling this thing better. You bastard. Yeah. But so that's one of the little quirks of my autism. It's not like I feel like I have to look cool. It's not like there's a car full of attractive people next to me that I have to feel cool next to. Although don't get me wrong, when I was younger and single, yes, that was absolutely something that I would do. Can I grab this by the... nope, doesn't quite do that. Yeah, one for you. Ooh, right in the head. But it's something that I've done to look cool in the past, but I don't now. I mean, I'm a grown man, like, why do I care about looking cool to light? I don't, but I still do it all the time. And it's just like, it's not like I look over and check to see if they're, nodding their head to it or anything. That's not what I care about. I don't even know why I do it. Okay, so that's one of those little quirks that's attached to music. Another one is something that's happened over the years. I've done it maybe 3 times, depending upon where I was living at the time, and the kind of setup that I had access to. So the first time that I went to go work as a wedding DJ for a company, they were like, well, why don't you take some of the equipment home for a couple days and get familiar with it, and so that way you look like you know what you're doing when you actually have a gig. And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. I'll do that. So I took it home. Ooh, javelins are always tough for me. So I took it home, and we had a pretty sprawling backyard. But it's not like we were completely alone in our area. There were a lot of other houses around us. That did nothing. That did nothing. How about this? But we had a lot of houses that were, within a couple 100 feet or something like that. Well, maybe a football field or 2 away at the most, right? We're just going to send all you people flying. Frequent flyer miles just for you. And so we had these the houses back there, but we had like this big backyard. And so what I did is I went and I set this thing up in the backyard. And for the next 2.5 days, it was like a rave party in my backyard. There was no one there except for me. there was nothing going on in the neighborhood. There was no like get-togethers or block parties or anything. There was no reason. It was like a Tuesday afternoon or something, and I've got this thing set up in my backyard, and I'm just jamming away. And this goes back into the physical reactions that I have to music. I did that for, it must have been 8 hours the first day, and then like another 10 or 12 hours the second day. And it was because I kept playing the music and getting those tingles and everything, because when music is loud and it's all over the place around you, you feel it, man. You know what I'm talking about. When you get to a certain volume in your car, where is everybody? What is happening? Is someone like alive outside that I'm not seeing? But you know when you're in your car, right? And you're listening to music, there's a certain volume that you get to where you're like, yeah, right? This is the jam, man. This is amazing. Well, it's kind of like that, but for everything. Where am I going? What am I doing? Why am I so stupid? Oh, God. Ooh. Unreleased secrets. Oh, God. Is this real? Oh, thank you, God. Well, this is unusual. Okay, I'm a little scared. What happens if I jump off into the void? Okay. Here we go. Oh, God. Oh, my God. My fear of heights. Okay. Well, things are still broken, but whatever. Anyway, we'll cut it off there. It's always been a weird quirk for me. I've never understood it. Is that something that you have gone through? Is that something that you kind of experience yourself, where you feel like you have to not be cool, but like, I don't know, you don't want to be seen, I don't know, like, if you're a 55-year-old guy, and I'm not, don't get crazy. If you're like a 55-year-old guy with gray hair and everything, someone pulls up next to you at a car at a stoplight and you're jamming out to Lady Gaga, right? Is that something that you're like, I don't know. Anyway, little blurb, little thought experiment on all of that. That'll be our episode today. We will see you on the next one. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do well and continue to do well. And you know what? Treat yourself well, because you absolutely deserve it. All right, this has been another edition of episode. Why am I? Brain damage is hitting hard today. So if you stuck around to the end, you got to see one of those little things that happened to my brain. We'll see you on the next one on Orpheus Plays. Bye.